Need you to lock in because I'm about to give you the best game of your life. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay, look, sexualization is capitalism. That's not a metaphor. It's just what happens when attraction gets pushed through a market logic. Because market logic has 3 rules: be visible, be legible, and be comparable. And once those 3 rules enter desire, bodies stop being bodies and they become signals. Hair signals, makeup signals, body signals, clothing signals, gym signals, and aesthetic signals. People think they're looking at attraction. They're not. They're looking at desirability packaging. Because sexualization trains the brain to look at people the way that a grocery scanner reads products. Quick signal, instant judgment, move on. But erotic attraction does not work like that. Listen to me. Erotic attraction does not work like that. It runs on mystery, and sexualization destroys mystery instantly because sexualization replaces encounter with maximum visibility. Everything is already announced. Everything is already exaggerated. Everything is already optimized to be understood in 3 seconds. But fascination does not grow where everything is immediately understood. That isn't how it works. Fascination grows in the space between someone noticing, right? Between you noticing someone and understanding them. I want you to get that. Fascination grows in the space between you noticing someone and understanding them. Sexualization collapses that space. That's why hypersexual environments often feel strangely dead. They usually do, right? Everything's visible, nothing is intriguing, everything is loud, and nothing unfolds. And that's the uncomfortable part about all this. That men drift towards sexualization and flirting because it's the only language many of them were ever handed. Oh, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. Most of men's flirting today is a combination of just 3 categories: porn language, locker room language, and advertising language. And then they try to make intimacy out of that. That's how it works. I just want you to think about it. Because porn language turns bodies into explicit stimulus. Locker room language turns bodies into competitive bragging. And then advertising language turns bodies into desirability slogans. And you put those 3 together, what do you get? What do you get? Damn, she got a body. She looks hot. Right. You get that type of talk. That is not flirting. That is product review. I want you to lock in on that. It's not even real desire. It is risk management. Sexualized language signals intent quickly while protecting the speaker from real vulnerability. Because if she doesn't respond to you, the retreat is already baked in. I was just joking. You know how you said that. You know how you've heard that. So there's another side to this that people often don't talk about. Women dislike sexualization. I don't know why that's hard to explain, folks. It's just a fact. Modern environments quietly force their participation in it, though, because sexualization is the fastest way to become legible to attention systems, and attention systems reward spectacle. I just want you to understand what I'm trying to say. Spectacle rewards signals. Signals reward sexualization. It is a loop. It's a loop, right? Because attention systems reward spectacle, spectacle systems reward signals, and signals reward sexualization, which means people slowly get trained to convert their bodies into advertising surfaces. All it is. And the strategy seems strangely logical because if visibility increases, attention increases. But attention is not attraction. Catch what I just said. Attention is not attraction. Attention is traffic. Attraction is singular. And singular attraction requires something that the market can't tolerate. Guess what it is? Mystery. Mystery requires an interior life. It requires incomplete knowledge. It requires the possibility that someone is more than what can be scanned in 3 seconds. It really does. Fascination takes more than that. And this is where the trap shows up inside relationships. Because this is also why a relationship can be freaky all day and still die. Because sexualization increases the stimulus while killing the mystery eroticism needed to breathe. It happens all the time. Sexualization can create intensity. I'm not knocking that. But intensity is not the same thing as erotic life. Intensity burns. Eroticism breathes. That's why real flirting sounds completely different from sexualized language. Real flirting sounds like this. Sounds like, I like the way your smile shows up before you laugh. Right. I can give you another example. There's something about how relaxed you get when you're comfortable that keeps pulling me in. Right. Catch how I'm wording it. You have a way of looking at me that makes me forget what I'm saying. Right. Describing feature, effect, and what it does to my proximity. Those lines don't scan a body. They discover a person. And discovery creates tension. Right? Creates tension. Tension creates fascination, which leads to the strangest truth in modern attraction. The more that people sexualize themselves to become desirable, guess what happens? They destroy the mystery that makes desire possible. That's all that happens to them. Because sexualization does not make someone irresistible. It makes them immediately understandable. That's what happens when you get sexualized. And erotic fascination does not run on understanding. It runs on discovery.